His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received the Safri Palace the President of Pakistan, Asif Ali Zardari, accompanied by the First Lady of Pakistan, Asifa Bhutto Zardari. During the meeting, His Majesty the King and the President exchanged cordial talks reflecting the deep-rooted historical ties and cooperation between the two countries. His Majesty the King hailed the successful visit of the Pakistani President to Bahrain and the positive results it will achieve in enhancing fraternal ties between the two countries. His Majesty appreciated the role of the President in consolidating these ties and developing them in all fields.
سلام جمهورية باكستان الإسلامية. سلام.
His Majesty and the President attended a show of purebred horses, which included a military formation by the Royal Guard Cavalry of the Bahrain Defense Force. The Pakistani President was briefed on these horses and the efforts made to care for them and preserve their breeds in Bahrain for many decades. The Pakistani president expressed his admiration of the horse show and praised Bahrain's efforts to preserve these purebred horses. The Pakistani president also expressed thanks and appreciation to His Majesty the King for the warm welcome and hospitality extended to him and his accompanying delegation since their arrival in the kingdom. Her Royal Highness, the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women, the STW, Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, received the First Lady of Pakistan, Asifa Bhutto Zardari. Her Royal Highness welcomed the First Lady and wished her a pleasant stay in Bahrain, highlighting the importance of the visit in strengthening bilateral cooperation and promoting the exchange of experiences and best practices in the field of women's advancement. She noted that such cooperation supports shared objectives in consolidating the principles of equality and equal opportunity. Her Royal Highness praised the First Lady's keen interest in the Global Women's Empowerment Award and her personal participation in the side event held on the sidelines of the Second World Summit for Social Development in Doha in November 2025, which introduced the third edition of the award. Her Royal Highness expressed appreciation for the address delivered by the First Lady during the event, commending its thoughtful and balanced approach, particularly her emphasis that the award symbolizes the values of inclusion, equality and equal opportunity and reflects the belief that women's empowerment is a key driver in unlocking the potential of societies and advancing sustainable development for all. Her Royal Highness also expressed her appreciation for Pakistan's participation in the third edition of the award, wishing all participants continued success. For her part, the First Lady of Pakistan commended the STW's pioneering role and the outstanding efforts led by Her Royal Highness in consolidating the principles of women's empowerment, supporting their advancement and strengthening their effective participation across all areas of development. She underscored the importance of benefiting from the Council's experience in expanding channels for the exchange of expertise and best practices in women's affairs. The meeting also included a visual presentation on the STW outlining its mandates and objectives and reviewing its pioneering journey, as well as its national and international programs and initiatives. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sport, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, affirmed that Bahrain's selection as the capital of Arab Sports Culture 2026 reflects the standing it attained by the kingdom at the Arab and international levels. His Highness added that it also reflects the developments of the sports sector through the support of His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, which established sport as part of the National Development Framework. He noted that the designation is the outcome of continued efforts by sports and youth institutions in the kingdom and reflects Bahrain's approach to advancing sports culture and promoting sporting and humanitarian values. His Highness added that the selection entails a national responsibility to maintain coordinated efforts and to make effective use of the occasion in presenting Bahrain's experience and strengthening its role in the regional sports and cultural landscape. On this subject, the Professor of Sports Science at the University of Bahrain, Faisal Al-Mullah, gave us this statement.
Bahrain winning the title of Arab Capital of Sport Culture will set the kingdom position on the global sport map. It will also provide an opportunity to promote Bahrain's rich sporting and cultural heritage, including its impressive organizational ability and outstanding sport infrastructure. In recent years, Bahrain has shown its ability to host major sporting events, and this achievement will further enhance reputation. We are entering a new phase of sport achievement, where sport becomes an integral part of the cultural movement. This achievement is a source of pride of every Bahraini athlete, confirming that Bahrain, with its leadership and youth, deserves to always be at the forefront.
As part of his official visit to Bahrain, the President of Pakistan, Asif Zardari, has visited the Economic Development Board, the EDB. Upon his arrival at the EDB headquarters in the Our Capital building in Bahrain Bay, he was received by the Deputy Premier Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif Al Zayani, Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the Minister of Sustainable Development, and Chief Executive of the EDB, Noor Al Khalif, Minister of Industry and Commerce, Abdullah Fakhru, Governor of the Central Bank of Bahrain, Khalid Hameidan, Chairman of the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Samir Nas, and a number of senior officials. The Deputy Premier welcomed Zardari and the accompanying delegation, affirming that his visit to Bahrain is a natural extension and practical manifestation of the historical relations and close fraternal ties that bind the two brotherly countries. These relations enjoy the patronage and attention of His Majesty the King and the directors of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He noted that Zardari's visit to the EDB underscores the shared vision of the two countries' leaderships to elevate the established and robust bilateral relations to broader horizons of effective investment and economic cooperation and coordination serving mutual interests. He highlighted the strong foundation of Bahraini-Pakistani relations, praising the tangible contributions of the Pakistani community and their role in Bahrain's comprehensive development. He expressed his hope that this visit would contribute to exploring further promising opportunities to increase the volume of trade and the flow of direct investments between the two sides. The Finance Minister delivered a presentation outlining the competitive advantages of the investment environment in Bahrain, highlighting its promising opportunities and emphasizing major development projects. He also discussed the vital role of the EDB in attracting direct investment to priority economic sectors, the services it provides to investors, and Bahrain's ongoing efforts to diversify its economic base. The Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa met with the Speaker of the House of Councillors of Morocco, Mohammed Ould Rashid. The meeting was attended by the Shura Council Chairman Ali Saleh and the Shura Council's second Deputy Chairman Dr. Jihad Al Fadl. Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah highlighted the strong and deep-rooted relations between the two countries and the advanced cooperation under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Majesty King Mohammed VI of Morocco. Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah noted the expanding areas of cooperation between the two countries, particularly parliamentary cooperation alongside governmental cooperation through the Bahraini-Moroccan Joint High Committee. He also noted the partnership between the executive and legislative authorities in supporting Bahrain's development process, stressing the kingdom's keenness to strengthen cooperation and with legislative councils in friendly countries. He also highlighted the growing role of parliamentary diplomacy as an important complement and support to official diplomacy and an effective tool for promoting understanding and constructive dialogue. For his part, the Moroccan speaker commended Bahrain's notable development and underscored Morocco's aspirations to further strengthen cooperation. The Minister of Interior and Chairman of the Civil Defence Council, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, chaired the Council's meeting. Present were the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Finance and National Economy, the Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, the Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, the Minister of Oil and Environment, the Minister of Electricity and Water Affairs, the Minister of Health, the Minister of Sustainable Development, the Minister of Information and the Minister of Industry and Commerce. The Minister of Interior noted that the meeting comes within the framework of strengthening civil protection measures and public safety. The Council reviewed the latest developments in the wireless alerts for early emergency warning projects. It reviewed procedures, scenarios and the roles of government bodies and the strategic pillars of emergency preparedness and response, foremost among them the national readiness and enhanced integration across relevant sectors. The project provides essential information to citizens and residents before, during and after emergencies, representing a significant leap forward in emergency warning and public communication. It also guarantees that all citizens and residents receive emergency alerts within a record time. The Council also reviewed all procedures and implementation work necessary in preparations for activating the service in the upcoming period following the completion of infrastructure and operational requirements. They emphasized the importance of trial operations of the system in phases and defining the emergency areas in which it should operate. General Sheikh Rashid noted that the project is part of the government work and performance framework adopting the best international practices in civil protection and emergency management. It reflects the continuous commitment to ensuring the safety of citizens and residents and developing a digital infrastructure capable of handling various emergency scenarios. He added that the development of early warning systems and ensuring the delivery of alerts to society through multiple means is part of comprehensive community awareness programs, providing updated risk data and facilitating information exchange between relevant authorities. The Interior Minister thanked the Council members for their role in developing coordination mechanisms, enhancing preventative measures in civil protection, monitoring preparedness and readiness to face potential risks, and increasing safety levels for all citizens and residents. In implementation of the royal order issued by His Majesty the King designating 2026 the year of Isa al-Kabir in honor of the founder of the modern state and ruler of Bahrain and its dependencies, His Highness Isa al-Kabir, and in line with the decision of the cabinet led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to form a committee to mark the year of Isa al-Kabir, chaired by the Interior Minister General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the committee held its meeting in the presence of several ministers and officials, reaffirming the government's commitment to implementing the royal order. The Interior Minister praised the royal order, noting it represents an extension of the leadership's approach in valuing national history and reflects the kingdom's appreciation of its historical political figures through the preservation of Bahrain's modern history and national heritage. He explained that the year of Isa al-Kabir represents a national and historical occasion. He also stated that each government entity has been tasked with preparing initiatives and proposals that reflect the significance of this occasion. He noted that the events, which will include media and cultural activities, will extend throughout the year and cover all governorates. The meeting agreed to form a follow-up working team to study the initiatives aimed at commemorating the life of His Highness Isa al-Kabir in a manner that truly embodies his historic milestones and enduring legacy. As part of his official visit to Bahrain, the Moroccan Minister of Endowments and Islamic Affairs, Ahmed Al Tawfiq, has visited a number of key religious and cultural landmarks in Manama to review Bahrain's approach to endowment management and the preservation of Islamic heritage. Tawfiq was also accompanied by the Minister of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Waqf, Nawaf al-Maouda. The visit included Bayt al-Quran, where the Moroccan minister viewed rare Quranic manuscripts and Islamic texts and was briefed on Bahrain's efforts to preserve and document Islamic heritage. He also visited the Ahmed al-Fatih Islamic Center, where he reviewed its facilities and learned about its cultural and social role. The tour highlighted the center's architectural significance as Bahrain's largest mosque and a major contemporary landmark reflecting Bahrain's commitment to preserving Islamic identity and heritage while incorporating modern architectural design. The Minister of Education, Dr. Mohammed Jum'a, participated in a high-level dialogue session held on the sidelines of the 50th anniversary celebration of the founding of the GCC Arab Bureau of Education. The Bureau organized the session under the patronage of the Governor of the Riyadh region, His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. The Minister affirmed that education in Bahrain occupies a central position in its economic vision and all its developmental plans and programs, explaining that Bahrain has developed comprehensive strategies, educational development, and has placed great importance on building a modern educational system that keeps pace with global developments and adheres to international standards. The Kingdom of Bahrain secured a seat on the Executive Office of the Council of Arab Youth and Sports Ministers, reflecting Bahrain's leading position and active role in supporting joint Arab efforts in youth and sports. The Minister of Youth Affairs, Rawan Tawfiqi, expressed pride in the confidence placed by fellow Arab ministers, noting that the membership represents an additional responsibility to continue joint work and intensify efforts to advance the youth and sports sectors across the Arab world. She also highlighted that the Kingdom's election reflects the trust of Arab countries and recognition of youth as a cornerstone of development, adding that through this membership, Bahrain aims to strengthen Arab integration, support initiatives that meet youth aspirations, and empower youth to participate actively in the comprehensive development process. As part of the government's efforts to improve service quality and re-engineer services, the Ministry of Transportation and Telecommunications launched a remote inspection service for the land transport sector as a new e-service that aims to accelerate procedures for correcting violations and enhancing the efficiency of regulatory oversight operations. The service is reserved for institutions that have obtained land transport licenses and have been found to be in violation during the first field visit conducted by inspectors from the Ministry of Transportation. These institutions are given the opportunity to rectify their situation in accordance with the approved regulatory framework. The licensed institutions can book an appointment for a virtual inspection visit via video call, during which the recorded violations are verified and resolved without the need for a repeat field visit. The Undersecretary for Land Transport and Postal Affairs at the Ministry of Transportation and Telecommunication, Fatma Al-Dhan, emphasized that this service comes within the framework of the Ministry's innovative digital solution. She affirmed that this service also reflects the Ministry's keenness to develop its services and enhance the effectiveness of the monitoring system while continuing to carry out field visits when necessary and in accordance with approved procedures. The Holy Quran Recitation and Teachers Preparation Institute held an award ceremony to honor the winners of the third edition of the competition. The ceremony was attended by the Assistant Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, SCIA, and Deputy Chairman of the Institute's Board of Directors, Sheikh Yasir Ibrahim Al-Jalahma. A total of 128 contestants participated in the third edition of the competition and featured a series of specialized scholarly lectures delivered by experts in the field. The competition was organized by SCIA as part of its ongoing efforts to implement the vision of His Majesty the King with the support of the government led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister in promoting care for the Holy Quran, its sciences, and those who memorize and recite it. These efforts have consolidated Bahrain's position as a leading center for Quran work through initiatives such as major Quran competitions, the printing of Mus'haf al-Bahrain, the establishment of an Institute of Quran Recitation, and the opening of Quran centers across the kingdom. The Information and E-Government Authority conducted its annual Customer Satisfaction Index study for 2024-2025, which was conducted through an online survey via the national portal. The results of the study reflect high levels of satisfaction and the relentless efforts to develop e-government services. More in this report.
As part of its ongoing efforts to develop the digital government services system, the Information and E-Government Authority conducted its annual Customer Satisfaction Index study for 2024-2025. through an online survey on the national portal to assess public views on government e-services and information provided through the portal. The results showed an overall satisfaction rate of 84% with the e-services and information offered to the public through the portal, which is a reflection of sustained government efforts to improve the efficiency and quality of services, simplify procedures, update information, and adopt advanced technologies. Based on the study's evaluation criteria, the personalization feature achieved the highest satisfaction rate at 86%. This feature enables users to access their preferred services and track transactions, while satisfaction with the design of the national portal stood at 85%, and the portal's internal search engine recorded a satisfaction rate of 81%. The study further showed that 59% of users access the national portal to complete or follow up on government transactions, while 20% search for general information. Social media and direct communication contributed to raising awareness of e-services, reflecting the growing digital awareness of society. The Information and E-Government Authority continues to study these results as part of its future development plans, with the aim of improving the quality of e-services, keeping pace with digital transformation, and meeting the aspirations of citizens and residents.
The Deputy Permanent Representative of Bahrain to the UN in New York, Ambassador Nancy Abdullah Jamal, participated in a UN briefing on developments in Yemen. The ambassador delivered the statement of Bahrain, which reiterated the kingdom's steadfast support for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Yemen, stressing the need to resolve the Yemeni crisis through dialogue and diplomacy in line with relevant UN Security Council resolutions. It called for prioritizing wisdom and reason to help achieve lasting peace, consolidate stability, and create opportunities for development and prosperity that meet the aspirations of the Yemeni people. She expressed the kingdom's support of the Yemeni initiative to hold a conference in Riyadh, bringing together all southern factions to discuss fair solutions for the southern issue. The statement also commended the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for hosting the conference, calling it a positive step towards ending tension, promoting dialogue, and pursuing diplomatic solutions that serve Yemen's national interests and regional security. The Deputy Permanent Representative of Bahrain to the UN in New York, Ambassador Nancy Abdullah Jamal, participated in the emergency meeting of the UN Security Council on the situation in Ukraine, convened in light of recent developments. The ambassador delivered the statement of Bahrain in which it renewed its position in support of regional and international development or diplomatic efforts aimed at reaching a political and lasting solution to the end of the Russian-Ukrainian crisis in line with the the principles of international law, the UN Charter, and UN Security Council Resolution 2774. She expressed the kingdom's deep regret over the continuation of the war in Ukraine into its fourth year, noting that military operations remain ongoing while civilians continue to bear the heaviest burden of the conflict, highlighting the extensive damage to civilian infrastructure. These statements stress the need to avoid any actions that negatively affect civilian infrastructure and facilities, embassies, and diplomatic missions, the premises of international organizations, and civilian objects in accordance with international norms and conventions. The Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority announced the extension of the Hawa al-Manama Festival for an additional 2 days in light of the strong turnout of the event as witnessed since its launch. The authority said that the event will welcome visitors on Friday, January 16th and Saturday, January 17th, amid continued high attendance by citizens, residents, and visitors, and the positive interaction generated by the diverse tourism experiences it offers. Hawa al-Manama features a range of innovative experiences expressed or inspired by the period spanning from the 1960s to the 1990s, a phase marked by significant cultural and economic transformations. During the 2025-2026 Bahraini Farmers Market season, a variety of educational and recreational programs attract significant participation, particularly among children. The event featured dedicated segments tailored to diverse interests, resulting in a remarkable turnout from visitors. An art studio flourished with activities as artists and art lovers mingled with children, fostering creativity and artistic skill development in a supportive environment guided by experienced artists. The market also included gardening and flower arranging workshops, enriching attendees' knowledge of horticulture. A standout performance was the Magician's Act, which captivated the audience, particularly children who engaged in interactive performances. Another notable feature was the animal interaction segment, which provided children with a unique opportunity to learn about and interact with various animals, adding an educational dimension to their experience at the market.
The Hawa al-Manama event continues to evoke scenes from daily life in Souk al-Manama, highlighting the social and cultural transformation that Manama underwent during an important period in its history. Visitors to Hawa al-Manama praised the event's diverse cultural activities, specialised displays and historical exhibitions, which recall the intricacies of life in the old market.